that's the thing. If I was still attending the MMTP, methadone maintenance treatment program, I would not be here right now, wiping off my makeup in Virginia, coming to surprise my mate with a new motorcycle, because I would not have been given the opportunity to get take homes. Again, like, I am not saying that methadone maintenance treatment program is bad, but what I realized that I almost did this time around was this. Okay, I detoxed off of the program earlier this year, about 10 months ago. It took about a whole year. I detoxed off down to 0, and I went on Suboxone for a bit, and then I weaned myself, I got tapered off of that. Things were going okay, like, you know, I was seeing the light at the end of the tunnel or whatever, and then life just threw me some curveballs. Like, what the hell? There was grief, there was deaths and longings, and just life just sent me a bunch of curveballs that I just was not prepared to deal with. Like, I just didn't have the tools to deal with it. So when those feelings came, I had nothing to like fall back on. Remember, I detoxed myself off of all opiates, from methadone, Percocet, oxycodone, Oxycontin, and then I got started on the barbiturates and benzos. So there was Klonopin, and it was just a bunch. And I can proudly say that I no longer am prescribed, nor do I take any of those medications. But what happened is that I hit like a threshold, a peak, and I didn't have the tools to deal with life on life's terms. So what did I do? Immediately, I went to what I knew. I went back to the place that I'd always thought or been told was a salvation. You know what I mean? I went back to the program. The first day I got there, it was crazy. I had to give urinalysis because they didn't believe that I actually had opiates in my system. They didn't understand how I was able to detox and blah, blah, blah. I'll get more into that later. But the point that I'm trying to make right now is that I almost caused myself to not only repeat and have regrets, but repeat a cycle that I just fought to get out of. When I say that, I mean, I almost allowed myself to obtain a physical dependency because I lacked the mental and emotional skills to deal with what I'd been given with life on life's terms. So I went back, and I'm going to tell you, about 3 weeks in, I mean, I was on, when I came back, I had been there for 5 weeks because I had 5 take homes. So, and including New Year's Eve and Christmas. So maybe it was about 5 weeks. But anyway, my point is, and immediately I started feeling withdrawal before waking up, and sweating, and just trembling, and my arms were jutting out, and it was like my body was saying I wasn't being given enough of the medication. But that could not have been possible from what we've been taught, because prior to me returning back to the program, I hadn't relapsed as far as actually being active with my dependency. I hadn't relapsed yet. I hadn't done anything illicit. It was just me feeling like something was going to happen, which, as we all know, you can't just go to the program and be like, hey, I want methadone, and not have sufficient opioids in your system. So that was a thing. I went back mostly, like if you guys could see my last video, because I wanted tools, and I felt that if I approached the program from a different perspective, from a perspective of this is my life, it is me who's searching for a better quality, and not give them so much responsibility or expect so much from them, and actually apply myself to the program, that perhaps I'd be better off. But sadly, no, that wasn't to be the case for me. Just plain and simple, that wasn't to be the case for me. Like I said, I started feeling immediate withdrawals. I started off on 30 milligrams. I think that's the dose, the maintenance dose. So they started me off on 30, no, I'm sorry, they started me off on 20. What happened was, like I said, I came on a Thursday, blah, 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 urine, come back tomorrow. I didn't come back on Friday, just because I know that particular program doesn't have a doctor, full-time on Friday. Anyway, so I wound up going back on, like, Tuesday after that. That's the time that I had. And like I said, after the first dose, I just felt icky, but I felt like a sense of accomplishment, because it was like everyone was patting me on my back. Like the people there were like, yeah, you know, you came back, you had a problem and you came back. I haven't had one freaking counselor say to me, what are you doing here? Why are you back? What the shit do you mean? I'm here for help. I'm here for some guidance. Like, this program has been around forever. But anyway, like I said, I started feeling really, I don't know how to put it. I just was feeling withdrawal that I hadn't felt in a long time. And just those physical feelings led me to a whole different mindset. Like I said, I approached the program from a whole different point of view this time. I believe that the last time when I was detoxing off the program and tapering down from the 75 milligrams, I was angry and I didn't have any answers. And me, a part of my addiction is putting blame on others. So I'm like, oh, where's my exit strategy? There was no exit strategy. You know, you guys and this program and you guys and you know. And this time I hacked at it from a place of responsibility, but there was no counseling. There were no tools per se. I don't know if it's because I'd been there prior or what, but I just know that the reception that I got didn't give me a positive outlook that I would come out successful. And when I say successful, I mean successful in terms of what I consider successful, which is a better quality of life. So what did I do? I looked online, I researched, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna get over this hump by going on the Suboxone. It said online, from everything that I read, that from the last dose of methadone that you took, the least amount of time before you can take the Suboxone would be 36 hours. Baby. When I tell you my body reacted in those short 36 hours as if I were just like the most opioid dependent chick in the planet. I mean, I was nose running and eyes are tearing and running down my face and yawning, and it was difficult to swallow, and just everything that comes with withdrawal came. And I was like, what the fuck? Like, I can't do this. Like, but I did because I wanted it so bad. And those feelings reminded me of how I felt last year and earlier this year, last year, when I first started tapering off of it. And I even noticed like physical things that I had started doing, and just the way my body was, and my bowel movements, and my water intake. So no, it's not a good thing for me, and it does not lead me to a better quality of life. I waited a little while to film this video because I wanted to be as certain as I can be before saying all this stuff and laying it out on the line. So what's going on with me right now is that I am on 8 milligrams of Suboxone, the tablet, and I'm going to slowly wean myself down. See, the thing with me right now is, yes, I have SLE lupus. Yes, I have pain. Yes, I have a MM card, medical marijuana card, which has helped me immensely. I know there are a lot of people who say like, oh, you know, if you do any mind or mood altering substances, then you're not sober, you're not really clean. Okay, well, check this out. I'm not looking for a label. I'm not looking for my life to reflect a certain definition of what other people think. What I'm looking for is a better quality of life for me and those like me, without being a servant, or without being just dependent on anything ever. I mean, just think about like all the stuff that happens. I just know that we opioid dependent people, no matter how much they have it in the news and they talk about an epidemic and everything, we will be the last ones. Like, when there was a government shutdown, this is kind of what alerted me, because I'm like, whoa, the government is shut down. This is a federal program, and, you know, blah, blah, blah. We would be asked out. They'd probably throw us all on Staten Island. You know, I don't know. But I'm trying to find a better quality of life. And I am really upset with myself because I almost put myself back into the frying pan. So I'm going to end this video, and I hope that all my kindreds can get something from what I've said. Once again, ask me questions, advice, you know, comments, DM me. Let's get this talk going. Let's try to figure out what we can do, because I'm gonna tell you, there's no freaking way that I believe that I am to live my life dependent on anything. And when I say that, I'm speaking as a long-time opioid dependent female with a chronic illness, who no longer takes those opioids. So again, I'm gonna end this video. I'm gonna say, you can do it, you can do it, we can do it. Yeah, so if had I been on the program, that was my point, is that I would not have been able to enjoy myself here at this hotel, a couple of states over, and surprise my mate with a new motorcycle. So rock on. You can do it. We can do it. I got you. We got this. Let's unlearn. Let's go for that better quality of life.